everyone. Welcome to yet another interesting interview. As you all know, I have been interviewing many female leaders of our region, Bareilly. For this time, I chose Miss Shally for our leader role in Women International Day. And the reason I chose her is because I have been in touch with her since 7 to 8 years. And with my personal experience, I would definitely say she has been woman of her words, very strong, independent, and absolutely can be labeled as a good mother, a good humanitarian, a good teacher, a good principal. These are very few to name. So let me first introduce Miss Shelley with my viewers. Miss Shelley has been working as the principal for many years. Along with being a principal, she has also been working as quality and assurance head with Bir Sheba Senior Secondary School, Haldwani. And currently she's employed as PGT English and Psychology with Hartman College, Bareilly. She has a wonderful experience of nearly 28 years. It's amazing, it's commendable to have been working consistently for 28 years, ma'am. And she was doing quite well in the corporate sector, but as for her marriage and after she got kids, so she had to kind of come back into the teaching sector. So now, Miss Shelley, I wholeheartedly invite you on behalf of my team. It is a privilege to have you here, ma'am. Welcome to our channel, Ignited Minds.
Thank you so much, Palak. First of all, very good evening to all of you, all those who are viewing this program. Thank you so much, Palak, for choosing me and inviting me here. I am really thankful to you from the bottom of my heart and presenting me here so well. So let us go with the questions that you have for me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I believe people like you are truly an inspiration for the young girls, not only to girls, but I believe for the generation. These days, people have a habit of giving up things quickly, not managing their time, not getting into a proper schedule, do not have their aims or targets. So I'll be asking you certain questions, ma'am. Proceeding with the very first question. Your first question would be, why do you think it is important to celebrate International Women Day? Ma'am, how do you see International Women Day?
Palak, women have been playing multiple roles, and like any field, right from the defense services to the mother at home, the one who's working, even the woman who's working as a laborer, you must have seen, she's holding her baby at her back and, tied nicely there and then doing her work. So any woman, who is working and taking care of, and working doesn't mean that you go out and work. As a homemaker, whatever you are doing at home, which used to be like, ghar mein reh ke karte kya. So I feel, this needs a recognition.
True that.
Someday, few days before, few years back, there was a very wonderful, interesting ad that I had seen. It was like released on International Women's Day only. Let me just tell you what all do I do being at home. So a man, when he comes back home, from his work, then he sees that everything is scattered. Children are not, they're not appearing to be neat and clean, everything messed up in the house. Then lady is sitting in one corner enjoying something, and then she says that you ask me, what all do I do the whole day long? So this is what I do. So absolutely. I really feel that that recognition is required, and gradually people are realizing it, and women are getting the due recognition. So it is indeed.
I completely agree to one of your point, which said that it is not necessary to be working outside. Work means you can even work inside. The homemakers, they spend their 24 hours working, and probably they do not get the kind of recognition they should have. So let's have these Women Day also dedicated to such female or women who are not able to go out, but their contribution is as equal as the ones who are working outside. Okay, ma'am. Second question would be, have you faced any barriers in your career due to being a woman? If so, how did you overcome them? I'm pretty sure you must be having a lot of barriers.
Yes, lot many of them. Lot many of them. But considering that scenario, I really feel, today being a mother, when I try to look back, I really feel maybe us समय वो चीजें
Hmm.
somewhere, it must be relatable or maybe acceptable.
Hmm.
When I completed my graduation, I was appearing for the interview for air hostess. And my father absolutely had no problem because he must have thought that I will not have any issue or something. Abhi somebody, I mean, what
Hmm.
I'm going to say now, I do not want to say anything to hurt somebody. It is just that it
Hmm.
was my father's opinion at
Hmm.
that particular time because I
Hmm.
respect all the professions.
Absolutely.
Right? So my father at that time, he didn't let me go for that profession because he said that what you are going to do there is
Serving people.
not very, of course, to him, it was kind of a job which is not, he felt that not very respectable kind of a job.
Right.
So at that time, I was pretty annoyed. I didn't like that.
You
But
must
today,
have been
when I
a
look back,
beautiful air hostess, I must say. If you would have gone into that profession, you would have excelled there also. I know you personally, ma'am. But should you have regrets?
so it started from there, that was the first experience where I felt that I've been stopped from doing something, what I felt like doing. And
Absolutely.
then after that, when I started my profession, like when I
Mm,
started working, then
mm.
gradually there had been number of challenges, getting married and then, being with the family, there had been number of things that I had to take care of. That was the reason why I had to switch. I was working with corporate sector. I had to switch because it was kind of 9 to 8, nine to
Yes,
five, nine
yes.
to six.
They pretty
There's
have
no
9 hours
time as
shift.
such if you are
Yes,
working. Yes. So of course, after having my daughters, so that was one thing in my mind. It always remains, when I look at my colleagues, that had I continued,
I
so
could
that happened.
completely relate to this. And I believe that not only you, there must be so many girls who must have given up on their dreams, not realizing that probably they would have taken that step, but under the circumstances or being pressurized by the family, or even not pressurized, but respecting your elders' decision would have been the first
It is. It
priority.
is. It is
You
actually
respect what your elders tell
exactly.
you. Okay, so
And then you have your kids, so they
absolutely
become, of course,
priority over
your
everything.
priority more than anything else. They become more important.
And you're a wonderful mother. I have seen you not asking your daughters to stop doing something. I would narrate one incident with my viewers when I was right next to her house, and somebody pointed out that they should not wear such kind of clothes. They should wear some long clothes because the people or the area where we live in, that doesn't allow or that doesn't suit. So the first statement said by this lady was, people need to change their mentality. And it is not something that I'm making up. I was right there with my relative, and that was that point when this lady just hit me here, and I was like, we need to have such people who give facts and reasons behind things instead of asking a younger generation to just stop. She said, no, we need to change something from the mind. Wearing short clothes cannot be a problem, but having a bed mindset could be. So this thing also I remember of yours, and since then I have been a good fan. Okay, ma'am. Moving ahead, third question from you would be, what is the most important piece of advice you have been given? Please don't take me otherwise, but once a girl gets married, there are lots and lots of advices given to her from both the sides. When she grows up, when she gets married, when she goes to a profession, everybody says, you're not going to compete with your partner in terms of salary package. You should not earn more than him. You should not work after having your kids. Your priority should be your kids. So there are n number of advices, ma'am. Can you share some advices of yours that you received?
Learn to adjust.
Learn to adjust.
Learn to
Beautiful. Learn to adjust. Yes. Adjustment is like,
And I really feel, that is practical also. And that depends up to you to what level you want to adjust. Of
absolutely.
course, but learn to adjust was one advice. Then I also felt, see, if we don't adjust, if we are in a family, if we don't adjust, then certainly there are going to be differences. So
Right,
you are ruining your own peace of mind.
right, right.
And if you want to keep your things balanced, then you need to adjust with the things, workplace, family, children, home. So that's what I
Adjustment.
feel. And
Or I would just reterm this sentence as that maybe compromising too much is not okay, but adjusting to a certain extent can be.
exactly. And certainly that is up to you. But
Hmm.
like my limits for compromising or adjusting with the things may be different, whereas yours may be different. You may have your work as your first priority, but for me, maybe my family is first
Family work.
priority. So that depends, like individually. That's
I
what
think
I feel.
99% of the females would definitely have their family, like you said. At one point of time, we definitely feel that family comes first before anything. And that is the major point of decisions when we go ahead in our life. We always keep our family up front. Okay. Next question, ma'am, would be how can we encourage more women to pursue entrepreneurship or senior leadership roles? Big question. Like many of my female colleagues also keep me asking this thing. It's very difficult to female to have open their businesses. If I'm not wrong, you too have a small business. I think you're doing something on WhatsApp, you make groups and you connect people, right? So what is the kind of response that you get, and has it been easier for you to approach people? Has being women been a barrier to you or something?
See, Palak, I never felt that being a woman a barrier for me. Of course, there are certain fields. See, like my husband's work,
Hmm.
I didn't feel that it was a barrier. Had I tried, probably I would have excelled in that also. That's what I feel. If you try, you can. If you try,
Right.
you can achieve everything. If you don't try, but what I felt that you know what kind of a personality you have.
Yes, yes.
So you know what kind of a personality you are. So you know what kind of a people you can comfortably deal with.
Hmm.
So either you will have to come out of your this thing, comfort zone,
Comfort zone. True. Oh.
right? If you have to see, if you are willing to go to the higher
Hmm.
goals, reach to the higher goals that you have set for yourself, and
Hmm.
you practically want to achieve them,
Hmm.
then certainly you need to come out of your comfort zone.
Comfort zone. And
Okay.
what do you feel like people in the organization, they do not prefer female at leadership role? You have been a principal
Oh,
of a school.
I really feel that, I mean, I don't believe in that,
Okay.
Palak, seriously. And all those who have this kind of a mindset, they need to come out of it,
Hmm.
because we have n number of such examples. We have Indira Nui. I mean, not just one
True.
woman to name,
True.
there are n number of women that we can talk about today. So those who have been working as heads of the organizations, and women probably are more systematic and organized. I do
Organize.
not want to say as compared to men. I don't want to say,
Yes, yes.
but
We're multitaskers, we manage five, six work at a time. That's true.
and
That's
taking stress, capacity of women for taking stress is much better than men. That's
right.
what I really feel. And you just need to feel your worth. You
Hmm.
must know what is your worth, what is your capacity, and of course you need to come out of your comfort zone. That is what I really feel. And nothing is easy, nothing is comfortable. If you
Hmm.
have to prove yourself, if you have to reach, if you have to achieve something, certainly, Palak, one has to come out. You need to go beyond your limits.
True. True.
You
Extending the
need to
limits.
pull up your socks and
Yes.
prove
Yes.
yourself. That's what.
Doesn't matter what people say about us, but we really need to prove ourselves. This is what you mean to say, that we have to put something extra in order to come out from that
Certainly,
particular.
certainly. If you have to reach to the higher position, working at the middle level, that is okay. There are lot many women working there.
Hmm.
But if you want to be one of those who are selective ones, then certainly,
Completely agreed, ma'am.
certainly.
Completely agreed. Okay, ma'am. Next question would be: is there anyone that has inspired you in your career? You take that person as an inspiration.
Career may, if I talk about, yes, there are certain people, but as women, I really feel inspired by Mrs. Sushma Swaraj. I really feel that she's a very good, I mean, she's a very strong lady.
Hmm.
She is no more now, but she had been a wonderful lady who used to put her thoughts so
So
clearly, so
straight,
well.
clear and straight.
I mean,
Yes,
yes, yes.
true.
I was really impressed by her and the personality, the aura she had. And another woman, Sushmita Seth,
Yes,
when I
that is
really
true.
appreciate.
So here we match
Mm,
something. Even I have that girl as a admirer. I'm an admirer of her, complete admirer.
yes.
She
So
does something which
these
is
two
not
women.
a taboo for everyone. Adopting child. This has been a taboo since years. People do not prefer. They say that it's not right to have it. She lives life on her own conditions. That is
On her own condition, certainly. Yes, that's what.
okay. Okay, ma'am. Now I'm going to start with a very controversial topic. So question is very simple, but it's going to be really, really you have to give that answer in detail. And that is, what is your thought on feminism? The definition of feminism has changed over the years. Many girls believe that asking for their right is feminism. And there have been cases, if you're active on social media, there have been cases where a Zomato person, delivery person was slapped by a woman because he ordered it late. And the girl encountered it as an incident of feminism where she said that I was attacked, rather. And the entire community on social media believed female without even knowing the fact. So, can we term this as feminism, the right way to use feminist or feminism?
Palak, I would explain it with a different viewpoint. Let me take it to a different level where we were talking about Me Too,
Yes.
right? Of course. We were talking about feminism, this, that, and there was a lot of hue and cry all over, women coming out after 15 years, 20
Yes.
years, that I was harassed by this man at this age. I had no choice. See, today, I also come across such situations, but I chose not to compromise.
True that.
I chose not to compromise.
True.
So if I find it convenient for myself and I get into a compromising this thing, whatever is comfortable for me,
Hmm.
I have decided that let me be comfortable with this. And then after 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, I would say this man has harassed me. Wasn't I comfortable?
True.
Am
True.
I not getting privileges just
True.
because of that? So why am I crying over this thing that, why to cry over the spilt milk, whereas you
True.
yourself was a part of it? So that is what I really feel. If you are a strong woman, you would raise your voice for
True.
that very moment,
That
instead of crying after 5 years, 10 years, or maybe whatever time. So
maybe
I
that.
really feel I had.
Yes. Hmm.
So this is what I am, kind of a woman. I would never tell somebody else. If I have to slap somebody, I would slap then and there. But I
Hmm.
would not slap for the kind of a reasons that, this man is bringing my food late.
Exactly.
You know, I would I would slap somebody if somebody tries to touch me wrong. If somebody dares to look at me
Hmm.
with wrong intention, I
Hmm.
would, give him on his face directly.
Hmm.
So you have to be intolerant towards such things.
Hmm. True.
Those who are, that are hurting your self-respect, or you really feel disgraced. So these are the kind of things I really feel that
Hmm.
I am going to raise my voice for. And when we talk about, equal rights and all that, then we want that we should have a separate line for women.
I was about to. My next question was regarding this only. Very, very quick of you to understand that, ma'am. We have separate reservation seats for women in Metro Delhi, in NCR, and metropolitan and cosmopolitan cities. We have separate
At least
lines.
for women like me, I don't require a separate seat. Maybe
Absolutely,
there are.
absolutely true, true. But you think it is right to provide women with that? Are we not, trying to help them come out of that thing? We are making them feel that you are excluded, you're secluded. We are not making them involved with the public.
Palak, I tell you, there are very few women, those who fall in our kind of category. Still, there are large, I mean, there is a big percentage, huge
True.
percentage that lies in the other category. that the way we give reservation to some particular class, we say that we want to bring them forward and we want to bring them to the mainstream. So here also it is like that only, maybe it will take a little more time for them. I mean, if you look around, you will find
Mm,
lot many such women,
mm,
those who they do not have courage to raise their voice.
absolutely.
They may fight at home with their husband,
Mm,
but if they come out, they may not have courage to say what they want. So
true.
of course, for them, maybe with little more time, with women getting more educated, and this scenario will change. But I really feel somebody like me doesn't require a special or different line, although we use it for the sake of convenience or to save our time, just because it is given.
It is given, yes. It's not a mandate, and I think women have also evolved over the years. They're really meant to be independent. They do not want to be dependent on such things. Okay, ma'am.
Exactly.
Wonderfully. The session is going great, ma'am. Beautiful thoughts. Next question is again a very good question. How important is it for women to lift each other up? And what does that mean to you? Now, when I talk about lifting each other, it has always been seen in movies and in your family also, that there are your, close ones who are envious of you. They do not see happy when they say that, oh, she's doing a great job. Oh, Shelly's working as a principal. Oh, God. So they do not have that. They do not reciprocate the love, the women around you, knowing that we need some kind of upliftment, we need some kind of support. Why is it always that we lack in it? What do you think could be the reason? Why does it happen, according to you?
It does happen. Maybe. I don't know. I can say this or not, but I have really experienced this. My own colleagues, the kind of things they say, that is, if you really pay attention to them, that hurts you.
Mm,
The way they talk about you, just
mm,
because you're successful. Once, one of my colleagues, she used to tell me, and that was really true. They say that it is the biggest enemy for a woman is a woman.
true.
And this is a general saying.
Mm,
Okay, the biggest enemy for a woman is a woman. This is in general
mm,
that I have actually seen, Palak. Though I really want that this should not be so. But in this middle class society, this is still prevalent.
absolutely. It is, it is,
Uh-huh.
it is. They would
In
literally
the middle class
plan
society.
against you. They would conspire against you. I say, if you really
Exactly.
want to grow, work on yourself. Develop your
You
abilities.
prove yourself, come out of it, you prove yourself.
Yes.
But still, yes, of course, I agree that it is still very common. And then when they do not find out any other flaws against the lady, then they will say that she does not bear a good character. I mean, this
Absolutely.
is the biggest thing,
This
of
is
course. So
so.
once they say,
Mhm.
this is what that hits a woman, not here, here.
Here, here,
Huh.
true.
So that cuts you deep into your heart if somebody talks such things about you. So of course it is there, which is really sad. But with, as I'm saying, that you also said, with changing time, women getting
Hmm,
more educated, the
hmm,
mindset is gradually changing.
true.
I'm talking about all very practical things. I'm not talking
Yes.
about all those imaginary kind of things. What
Hmm,
all I have been through. I'm talking about those things. So with changing time, I really feel that coming generation would be, I mean,
maybe
as I
supportive
talk
of
to
each
my
other.
children,
Hmm,
as I talk to my own daughter, I really find her, I mean, she doesn't bother what others are doing, what others are not doing.
hmm,
She's concerned about, see, if I have to do something, I need to prove myself. I have to do it for myself. What
right,
others are saying, I'm not bothered.
right. But if I talk about your upbringing,
That's it.
which I have seen personally, I would give you 100 on 100. The kind of two daughters
Oh,
you have
thank you so
raised.
much.
No, I
Ask
tell
my
you, I
daughter.
tell you, I tell you the way they carry themselves, the way one of your daughter at times she's being taught by my mother, and I'm very much, I hear what she says. I'm very much in touch with her. The way she portrays her thought, the way she carries herself and talks to my mother, it's worth appreciating. Having females like you who really make their girls feel liberal is also very difficult to find, ma'am. So I think you are truly an inspiration for all of
I don't know, Palak. I'm just playing my part as a mother. I don't know. But I do try my level best to be a good
You
mother.
are doing it, ma'am, undoubtedly. Okay, ma'am.
Thank
Without
you.
taking much of your time, I'll try to wrap up in just 4 5 questions, ma'am. Next question would be, in your opinion, why are traits such as innocent, sensitive, nurturing, etc., are associated with women as compared to more aggressive, competitive terms for men? Like where for men, we have always such kind of words. He's so aggressive, he's so competitive. But when it comes to female, we always have such kind of statements or sentences like innocent, sensitive, nurturing. How can we best promote a more accepting, gender neutral society? Somewhere the acceptance is less. When you talk about, bread earners, I think it's been a long time when female were given this responsibility. When my mother got married, nobody asked her to do job. Nobody felt that she should work and be a bread earner. But now it has changed.
Ha.
Now it has changed. So are we really accepting
Of
the
course,
limits?
yes, of course, Palak, time with changing time, things will also change. That is there, that is a fact. But again, I must say that as far as I am concerned, I am not at all, I don't say that I am innocent. I need to, understand, analyze the situation, being a single mother,
Hmm.
and of course, being at my workplace, holding some position, I need to analyze so many things. Being innocent, people are going to befool me. How
People.
can I afford to? So I need to be,
21st
intelligent
century,
enough.
I think one skill you need to have is to be smart. You cannot,
Yes,
cannot pretend
think
to be even.
smart, act smart. You have
Yes,
to be pro, what others
yes,
are thinking. You need to think a step ahead.
yes, yes, yes.
So being innocent, I don't think goes well with the kind of a profession we are in. And of
Hmm.
course, teaching has also become a very, very challenging profession these days when
Hmm.
we have smart kids these days in our classes. So
Hmm.
I don't think that innocence is, of course, when it's to some extent it
To
is
some extent.
required.
Hmm.
And of course, we need to be sensitive. Sensitive, everybody has to be it a man or a woman. We all need to be sensitive towards people, towards the
Hmm.
environment that we are in.
Hmm.
So everybody
Beautifully
has to
said.
be. We cannot relate it with a
Hmm.
woman or a man. Men should not be, men, they have a right to be insensitive, whereas women have to be sensitive. I don't agree with it. So I
Yes.
really feel sensitive. Everybody has to be, and people, those who are working, they have
Hmm.
to think smart. अब आप उसको कहें कि ये innocent नहीं है.
Hmm.
I don't know. These
Doesn't
are
make
not the
sense.
right words to use,
Right.
I really feel.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Next question would be, how do female tackle with the mental, health? Why I associate mental health with female is basically since the time they're grown up, they have difficulty in choosing their careers. Like you said, they come under the pressure, or maybe they, have to respect. When they get married, then they have to manage both the houses. So there are a lot of anxiety and stress that a woman deals with through entire life. What will people say? Like वो चार लोग क्या कहेंगे is mostly with the female. Girl goes out, बेटा वो चार लोग क्या कहेंगे, बेटा वो चार लोग क्या कहेंगे. So how do women tackle with this? Because our mind has a capacity. If it's to the brim, we cannot hold it for long. So mostly female, they end up being depressed. They end up being, suicidal. They have this suicidal thoughts. So how do we end up this? How do we encourage women to be really, really strong, which they are? But at times when they do not have this thing, how do we encourage them? What can we suggest them in certain cases?
This is a very serious kind of a question, Palak, I tell you. Most of the women, they come across this, and even I myself have been through this, when I
Same here.
lost my husband. When I
Yes.
lost my husband, Palak, you won't believe I used to, I mean, I never presented before people that I'm broken, I'm shattered or something. Like I always used to put up a good show before people that I'm strong, I'm this, but I was not at that time. So when I used to go to doctor, dealing with, of course, the kind of issues that I had when I used to go to doctor, I was not able to speak. I used to cry, cry, and cry. That is it. And I was not able to utter words out of my mouth while talking to the doctor. Doctor was like so surprised looking at me, and then he told me one thing. He said that you cannot afford to be sick, mentally sick. I mean, mentally unwell.
Hmm.
He said you cannot afford to be mentally unwell. You have two daughters, both
Hmm.
of them, they're growing,
True.
they're studying.
True.
And if you are mentally unwell, then who's going to look after your daughter? That was the day, Palak. So that's what I really feel for any woman. I mean, they need to realize the kind of situation they are in. And there are a lot many ways, you need to do meditation.
Hmm.
That is one big thing that I did quite a
Not
lot.
everyone
Many
can
was
have time
meditation,
to go outside to
deliberation.
do physical exercises, but internally, I think at the house,
Of course.
some kind of yoga and
Of
meditation.
course, whether meditation or some kind of, yes, of course,
Hmm.
anything that gives you peace,
Hmm.
that is up to you. And there used to be a time, I mean, I really feel, of course, although I don't need to prove anything here, but again, there are cases when women say, why not that if you are talking to somebody and if it is giving you some kind of a peace of mind, then
Hmm.
go for it. Why not? So
Hmm.
that may be a man or a woman. So
Hmm.
we need to now come out of it that a man or a woman can have only one kind of a relationship.
See, such a beautiful ending to your sentence, I would say. This is a problem. This is a stigma which we have to make that if you're sad or upset, you cannot talk to an opposite gender.
They have kind of a mindset.
Hmm. But it
So
is
that's what.
absolutely
If I
wrong.
have a good female friend, why can't I have a good male friend?
Absolutely. If that gives you some kind of
That-
contentment, if that takes you out from that depression or that depressed feeling, I think we should go ahead and speak to certain people, irrespective of their
Of
gender,
course.
be it a
Wherever you because women usually judge, that's what I mean, in general, that I
they
have
do,
seen,
they
they
do,
try
they
to
do.
judge you.
Hmm.
Women try to judge you, but if you're talking to a man, he would genuinely try to understand you and try to give you a
Ma'am, you're mute. Yes, yes. No worries, no worries. You were mute by chance. Yes, so I think we should
am I
all.
back?
Yes,
Am I
yes.
back?
You're audible, ma'am. You're totally audible. Yes, I completely agree. And I think that this is one point where if we think that a person is happy sharing his thoughts or perspectives with another person, we should not object to it.
And
That
we should
person's.
also come out of this mindset that if some woman is talking to a man, she's talking to him, or I
Hmm.
mean, or he is talking to her for some
And they're
particular
not linked
reason.
by any chance. It's not true that everyone is linked up. Everyone has some kind of.
Mm.
This is going to take a lot of time, ma'am. I think this is our responsibility, your responsibility, our generation responsibility to fill their heads with such thoughts, to tell them the reality behind these things. I must say, Shally
Exactly.
ma'am, this interview with you has been so fruitful and informative. And while we were discussing about mental health problems, hearing your story, we realized that how to come, how to be a strong lady, how to come out of these things. And you've truly been an inspiration. N number of times I would repeat this, it would be less for me and my viewers, my channel subscribers, for having a guest like you who has been so pleasing, so soft spoken. And by the end of this interview, I think all of the people who will be viewing this will be motivated and encouraged. And I think tomorrow, this is going to be the real Women Day we are going to celebrate along with you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sparing time with us, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Palak, for inviting me here. It was so wonderful talking to you, and you asked me such meaningful questions that had always been in my heart, and I really felt that I must share it with women sometimes. But good that you spoke to me. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and thank you all for sparing your time for me. Thank you so much.
We shall meet
Have a
soon.
great day.
Okay, ma'am. Have a great day, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Palak. Thanks a lot.